What in the world? What?
Our ship disappeared. Joe!
Joe! Joe, bring back the ship! What are you doing?
It's too much.
I thought you guys were on board, and I had.
Did you see our names? This is the worst group of pirates.
Did you hear us calling any commands?
Nope.
You
I
didn't
was
see
like,
us
I
on
am
board.
going to commandeer. I decided to commandeer the boat.
Man, first we lost them, now like Joe's abandoning us. Tabitha, where did we find this crew?
Materials or something.
Joe, are you still on this ship?
Yes, I am. I am straightening out. Oh, you're here!
Yeah, we're here.
How'd you guys get here?
I found
The
a
mermaid brought us here.
Oh,
And they're still shooting at us.
really?
I hear shots. Am I crazy?
No, I just heard something.
It gives me the option to rejoin the previous session.
Oh, right over there. Is that not a ship over there yet? It's like a congregation ship.
Oh, I am overboard.
Wait, what? Why?
Oh, the ship's on fire! The ship's on fire!
Why?
The ship is on fire because nobody sails without the entire crew. So, Joe, have
And
fun.
There's massive holes in the boat, guys.
Oh no!
You steal the ship, you
Okay.
suffer the consequences. That's right. That's right. Good morning. You suffer the consequences of your own actions. We believe that very much here at Dreaming Tabitha Live during the brush hour. Consequences of my actions are like talking to too many people this morning, getting work done, and then trying to get everything set up when it's just falling apart. It's not falling apart, but it feels like that sometimes. Good morning, everybody. I am just getting. Where did this go? Procreate's being a little bit of a beastie this morning. I'm not exactly sure why. Hope I'm coming through all right. Gonna be doing some work today. What did I do that title this as? Inktober, creating Chibi commissions. That's right. Finished up some commission work this morning, going into the new work and then going into the next work. So I had been advertising that I was available for commission pieces, and now I am full for the rest of the month. So there it is. How awesome is that? That's pretty cool. Am I right? Good morning, everybody. DL here with everything but the kitchen sink. Per yeesh. Jonathan, the artistic adventure. Am I dreaming? I can't answer that question for you. Hopefully some of you are dreaming today. Cavatino, good morning. Right, I pronounced that right. Cavatino. Yeah. And then there's me, Dreaming Tabitha. Oh, look at that. Spider Unlimited saying good morning. Achilles Jones in the house saying hello to everybody. By the way, I did post my link tree here. I thought that would be a lot easier than me constantly posting links to all the different things that I do, whether it's Twitter, whether it's my gaming channel, whether it's on Kick, all these things, Patreon, all that stuff. So it's in the pinned comment section. So if anything strikes your fancy or your curiosity, you could just go to that instead of having me to constantly like post things. Staccato DDS, what's up? How are you in the whimsical teeth? I hope you are doing well, sir. Been a little while since I've seen you. Maybe you've been lurking. I don't know. I know there's that lurking Carl emote in the chat for those that wish to just remain the lurkers. Like you kind of want to be seen. Like you're letting me know I'm here, but I don't want to talk to you. And I understand that. It's how I feel sometimes in church. It's how I feel sometimes at conventions. That's how I feel sometimes at family gatherings. Like I'm here, but I don't want to talk to you. I am not live on Kick this morning. No, I have chosen not to. I can't says hello, everyone. All good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad everybody's here. We had a fun time last night on Kick. Speaking of Kick, we actually brought back couples therapy. And Nomi and I desperately needed it. And at the end of our session, we ended up needing an intervention with our friends, is how it ended up being. Smooth the DJ and Sevi had to come in and swoop in and help us work through some of our problems, maybe some of our microaggressions. It was a beautiful sight to behold. But let me get this together here. But, enough of that. No, it was really great. And shout out to the Monday Hangover crew for raiding last night. And I'm almost at 100 subscribers over on my gaming channel. So that's really cool. And then, man, I tell you what, Kick, I got flooded with bots last night. It was awful. Apparently I got put on the front page, although it seemed really weird the way that it was done. But apparently I got put on the front page, and then all these bots came in the chat and just doing horrible things, but they were all saying the same thing, which was really sick and twisted. Something about come over here and kiss your father or your daddy or something like that. Guys, it doesn't work on us. Like that's not a phrase that any woman ever wants to be seduced by. And if they are, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And then people were putting nasty emote pictures. And so Smoo helped me with that and took care of it. Shout out to Smoo for being a great moderator, because not nice. Those were not nice things to put in my chat. Put that in some pervert's chat. Don't come over to mine and be all. Anyway, good morning. So, yeah, exactly. I'm here. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. DL says you two need therapy. We're working on it. We're working on it. We have to get back in the swing of things. So hopefully next Monday we'll be back, unless she suddenly decides to be on somebody else's channel. We're trying to make it a Monday thing since she skipped out all of the summertime. JPS, good morning, everyone. I'm having a stored hang on, what? Stored generic cherry Pop-Tarts. I didn't finish all of that, so I thought it was going to be some medical thing. And then I was like, oh, it's Pop-Tarts. It's Pop-Tarts. Okay. Let me share my screen. I don't think I'm supposed to say anything. Oh, one last thing, one last little push, and you'll find it in the link tree, is apparently by popular demand, the Like a Fool shirt has been extended for a couple more days, because people are taking their time getting this shirt. But that's it. At the end of this week, that's it. It's gone. Okay. I'm going to move on from it. There's new memes to meme. Okay. But Like a Fool, the sticker will still be there. But if you're interested in getting a shirt, then you can get it. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. But anyway, be sure to like the stream if you don't mind, and subscribe if you're new here, because we do all kinds of crazy nonsense. So speaking of commission pieces, like I said, I've done some in the past and had a lot of fun with that. Done some really cool things for the Know Me Without You. I would like to preface, though, that the actual Know Me Without You right here, I did not create the lettering. Okay, that was JT Gunn. Shout out to the fellow artists. I did the background. I did the Chibi. I don't want to make sure that nobody misunderstands. I don't take credit for somebody else's work. I just added green behind his logo. He did an amazing design for her, and then I built off of that for the background and stuff. But I made the, like I said, I made the chibi and everything like that for Nomi over on her gaming channel. You could check that out. But today, bring it to the stage, Sevi, somebody, mysterious person, asked, well, commissioned me for some work. So let me get this to the right kind of blue. And here we go. You're gonna be like I said, I normally don't stream my commission pieces. I'm waiting to see if this is something that I want to do, unless I just stick with my own personal artwork, because it can be kind of humbling, that's for sure, to do commission pieces live when maybe the person who has commissioned this is in the audience watching and maybe not on board with what you're saying. And you don't know, maybe they'll scrutinize you in the chat. It could be super embarrassing. I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. Not that my friends, but not everybody that hires me is my friend, right? My friends wouldn't do that, or maybe they would, depending on if they know me. But my friends wouldn't do that, but not everybody that hires me is my friend. And so it's just, I want to be able to be in a comfortable place when designing, when creating, because having stress is already bad enough. Like there's already a stress behind it when you're creating, because you just don't know if they're going to like it. But then having people watch it and then somebody telling you, it's like, well, it usually takes like a week and a half. It'll be there. Have I ever designed emotes? Yeah. I mean, none that move. I don't know how to make the GIFs just yet, but yeah, I have. It's kind of, that's a whole other ball game too. The ones that are on my Kick channel, or even here on YouTube, I got a lot of them from Canva. Some of them I did make myself. Most of them are like clip art. I'm not the best at making emotes because of the fact that you have to put limited information on there. The more complicated they are, the prettier that they are, the less recognizable they are from a distance, because I mean, emotes are like this big. If this was an emote right now, you'd be like, what is that, a worm? Like, we don't know. So you have to be it's one of those things. No, fantastic. No. Actually, I think something that I need to do, I need to start off on the right foot. We're going to start off with a fresh canvas with no paint smears, nothing on it. So this is my process. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I always do mine in inches instead of like centimeters, millimeters, because I'm American. And I also don't do it in pixels. I just like, I don't know. I haven't comprehended all those things. I know 6 inches is really good. It's like big, and you can always make it bigger, shrink it down. Which the DPI, which I totally forgot what that means, should always be 300. Good quality, top quality. And I get the maximum of 319 layers. Nice. All right. Anyway, so I've got that. Thank you, dots per inch. I used to know this information, but after a while, because I don't say it out loud, most people don't know what I'm talking about. You just kind of, I don't know. I feel like lately, all the stuff that I used to know and that I learned, because I don't talk about it regularly with people, I just like totally forgot. I used to be quite into history, and I knew things. I just used to know things, man. Now I feel like I don't know half as much as I did, and I know less than I used to. I don't know. It's just a weird conundrum that I find myself in that I don't like. So then I'm going to go over here, a little fun little trick. I'm going to merge these here, and I'm going to take this layer. I'm going to hold it down, go to gallery, and scroll up. Go to our new canvas and drop this in here. And now I have Sevi. Now she's low quality because cutting and pasting, it's what happens. Although she's pretty dang good. But I'm probably going to redraw this just so that I have that affirmation. Also, there needs to be some changes because of what she requested. But she really liked this pose. And so we are going to just modify it and tailor it to what it is that she requested for the change. And Staccato DDS gifted 10 Dreaming Tabitha live memberships where you can get access to coloring pages and cool fun stuff. And oh my gosh, I know what he wants to hear. Let's dance like dinosaurs. Thank you so much. Thank you for contributing to everybody's dream. I was curious, by the way, a lot of times with my coloring pages that I release to the lowest tier of the available tiers that are there for memberships, a lot of times I make coloring pages of the creations that I draw. You, the chat, since you guys, a lot of you are members, or maybe you're considering being members, what would you like as coloring pages? There's holidays coming up, or maybe there's just something you're interested in. I can't do custom ones per se. Like if one person says a polar bear, another person says, I don't know, a hedgehog jumping over a rainbow. But like if there was a general, like you could throw me some ideas, and I would love to be able to give to you guys some ideas, or some things. But thank you so much, Staccato. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. It's often like I say, Jesus doesn't have any favorites, but there are some that are more special than others.
I am the one to be your favorite.
Come on, it's true. I'm not used to seeing Sevi this early in the morning. My mood is going to be brightened so much. 100%. How could it not? All right. So let me read over my notes. How about a polar bear jumping over a rainbow? Mind your business, Dio. I see you, snarky snark. Okay, she wants the Diet Coke, of course. Why wouldn't she? Black chair, black gaming chair. Okay. So. Hey, Beach Dad. Hello, hello. He says, thanks for the membership, whoever it was. I got an email telling me I had to come over. That's fantastic. Welcome in. Welcome to the brush hour. Oh, speaking of which, all my little assets, I forgot to put them back up. We're in the brush hour. Here we are. All right. So purple, no headphones. All right. So we got our foundation. A lot of times I like to start from scratch, but we're gonna do this. So she would eventually, I'm gonna make it a pink color. Just gonna go ahead and do big. She would, oops, it's a little bit big. This is, don't take it as gospel. I kind of just have to draw out where I think things will go, because these will eventually become stickers or whatever she wants it to be. So with all the information, she doesn't want to put a lot of it here. So her, maybe like this. And then it's going to be kind of like the barcode goes here. And she's going to say something like, follow me. I'm pretty sure she won't say that. And it will go to her link tree. Yeah. Let me figure out the aesthetics for all this. We're just going to start by, well, hang on first. Yeah, we're going to lower the opacity for this. I'm going to create a new layer, and you're going to witness in real time. This isn't exactly my process, because it's this weird thing where you have in your mind, like, I have to do this in an entertaining way while I work. So it's like two different avenues that my brain is taking right now to try to create this. So I'm going to try to go into the avenue of nobody's here. It's just me. It's just me and God and Sevi. How about a Christmas time? Oh, like a Christmas market? Oh, I could, I always do chibis. Maybe I should jump into sceneries. I see you. All right. I have wanted to expand, and I need to, because I might save this information for later. I've got an idea swirling in my head for next month. If some of you in the creative sphere know what November is, kind of the way that October is Inktober, November has something, and I think I want to participate in it and do it live. So we'll see. Hi, OG. Welcome in. All right, here we go. She wants this, but she wants the different things, and we can maybe improve on that, on some of the aspects of Sevi here. Let me make this a little. I need to look at something. This eye kind of bothers me. Sideways Chibi. I mean, I don't want it to be totally sideways, but sometimes they give you an idea. I wonder, I think maybe this would have been better like that. Well, or would it be? I'm just testing something out, because this, Might. Yeah, it kind of looks a little, because your eye doesn't do that. So if this would have been, yeah, something's a little off. So we would clean this up. Right here is one of the problems that I see. Suddenly I see. I think that we'll see how it looks later on, but I think that's something that will definitely help improve that. Thank you, references on the internet. November, isn't that Thanksgiving month? Well, it is, but it has to do with artisticness, what I'm referring to. Just maybe not in the way that most people think. All right. Sevi's so funny. She was like, I like your art. And she's like, I love that you gave me dark roots. And that is so funny because I didn't really think that was much of a big deal. And then people kind of started pointing it out that I had given Sevi dark roots. Sometimes her hair grows out. Like, I guess at the time that I was drawing the character, her hair had grown and her roots were exposed. And apparently the internet didn't know that Sevi wasn't a natural blonde. You could just look at her eyebrows and know that. You could also tell by the particular color of blonde that she had that it wasn't necessarily natural. So, which is fine. A lot of women do that. It's more of like the science behind it, right? But people were like pointing that out, and she thought it was so funny, so cute. And it wasn't meant to be like, let me pick on Sevi for this. It was more of like, this is the difficult part of being like a caricature artist. I guess I could almost label myself now that I've been drawing my friends, where it's I wasn't trying to call attention to it. I was just drawing what I saw in that moment. And she told me she loved it. So I'm like, okay, you know what? If Sevi loves it, because Joe's like, I was like, wow, what observation. And of course I have to add this little hair here. Although this is Sevi's picture now. So if she tells me she doesn't want that little thing, that's fine. That's my artistic style for Sevi's character, and anybody that has straight hair. In fact, if I go, let's see, here's Sevi again. And then I think, did I not do it for Joe? Oh, well, maybe that's just Sevi's little thing. I don't know why. Sevi's hair never looks like that, but for some reason I just always add this little feather at the top. Where's Joe? Where's the other Joe one? My Fortnite one. Did I not add that to Joe? Apparently not. Okay, so I lied to myself and to everybody else. By the way, here's the completed version of the We Were Here Together. I think it works really well. Gets the point across. I thought for sure that was what I did. I guess I lied. Paintsgiving? That's pretty unique. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Paintsgiving. Should totally do Paintsgiving. But it's something else. Something else. But that's okay. We'll get there. All right. So then start over here. Okay, well, this is probably the part where I'm messing up now. This is the rough part. Hilarious that some people think that Sevi is a natural blonde from birth. Not many Latina are. I guess it depends on where you go, right? Brazil is pretty diverse, right? So, all right, I guess I'll just draw this and then we'll work with it. Give Sevi her nice curves. I think she would have to have, was there something here? This part, do I have to draw that now? Man, I tell you, these shapes are rough. It's never been my forte. just kind of, there we go. All right. And then there's this. And we'll add the clothing on in a second, but let's just get the basic shapes. We'll see how it goes, given the fact that some of it I have to fill in myself. And we might try to do better with the feet. I don't know what kind of shoe. I have to ask Sevi what kind of shoes she wears. She wears boots most of the time. Like, I think the previous times that I've seen her, she'd be wearing the boots. Huevember is what Google told me. Oh, okay. It has to do with writing. Okay, so when I did say art, that's my bad. It has to do with writing. And don't come at me and be like, yeah, writing, it's art too. Okay, look, it's literature, okay, in an artistic form. Okay, this is just kind of our sketch. We can clean things up. I don't want to get too, I say as I just mad dash everything. Let's finish off her hair. Oh, that's the chair. Okay. So, I don't know. I've never heard of Huevember, by the way. Writing can be a medium for art. I disagree. I think you can put artistic flair onto writing, but writing is literature. That this comes down to, like, you know, quibbling and whatnot, and maybe semantics. I don't know. I'm not taking away from it. I love literature, and I think it takes great skill to be a good writer and whatever. Calligraphy is different, though. Yes, technically it's writing, but it's a style with which you write something, right? You could do chalk art, for example, but the words themselves are not art. The words themselves are literature. How you draw the words is art. Calligraphy is art. It's written art, if you will, I guess you could say. That's how I view that. I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to these things. Now, Sevi has I always want to get that. There it is. Because you could write the exact same sentence with a pencil, with a paintbrush, whatever, and how you write it does not change. Like, how the style of the words are does not change the value of the words themselves. For example, you could take Abraham Lincoln's famous the Gettysburg Address, right? Speech. There we go. You could take the Gettysburg Address and you could just write it down in simple pencil, and you can write it down in print, right? Writing it in print in pencil. Great speech. I can take that same speech and write it in calligraphy, right? Okay. That doesn't change the message of the speech. It changes the appearance of the speech when you look at it, but doesn't change the speech itself. So you could also take the same speech and do it in graffiti. Graffiti is the art style. The speech is not the art style. The speech is not the art. Now, again, you can do things in an artistic flair. This is where it blurs, like poetry and stuff like that. This is an artistic flair to writing, to literature, if you will. There's another word that I'm missing that's not exactly like literature, but writing, getting your thoughts into word form in and of itself is not artistic. Writing them in a way that is artistic, like haiku or whatever, can be the art form. And then there's also the medium of the creation, the visual of art form of the words can be art. When it's written in calligraphy, when it's written in graffiti, that is the art style. Does that mean handwriting cursive can be artistic too? Exactly. How it's written as far as the way you're seeing it is the art. The words themselves, just the words themselves are not art. Now, the way that you couple the words together is also an artistic form. That's why it says an artistic form. Doesn't necessarily make it art. It's an artistic form. I know it gets all higgledy-piggledy and all that. It is. It's again, some people can argue that it's semantics and whatever and all this kind of stuff. But isn't art just a skill done with personal interpretation? All right, let me think about this. Let's digest. Isn't art just a skill done with personal interpretation? Could be. Could be. Definitely art is a skill that you develop for sure, 100%. Because people a lot of times they don't know the difference between talent and skill. Skill is something you work at, you earn, right? Talent is something you're born with, right? You can be a talented individual with no skills and you won't go far because you have to hone the skills. You have to earn the skills. I didn't get to where I am simply on talent. I'm a talented individual, but for years I didn't have the skills. And so now I have skills. I have skills with a W and a Z. Good morning, Freddie. I hope you're feeling better today. How you feeling? Moss. If you take away the idea of simple words on a page and introduce the aspect of storytelling, does it become art? Let me think about this. Deep thoughts this morning. If I take away the idea, can you give me an example? If you take away the idea of simple words on a page and introduce the aspect of story, I think that kind of goes with what I was saying, where it's like words in of themselves are not art, but how you couple them together becomes artistic, right? It takes a certain level of creativity. So, you could say Jane walked the dog. This is not artistic. This is just a simple factual statement. Right? It's nothing flamboyant about that. But when you're saying, but when you would maybe reword it in a story form, 'twas the middle of September when Jane, a girl of 11 years old with a heart for adventure and a twinkle in her eye, dared to cross the street with her dog into the unexpected neighborhood nearby. See what I'm saying? Right? You got to put that artistic flair to it. There's got to be some creativity along with what you're doing. Otherwise, I don't think it's really considered art. It's just accomplishment. It's just work. It's a deed done. But a deed done with creativity could then become art or artistic. Does that make sense? Does that work? Thank God, much better. Still with things here and there, but much better. Good morning. Yeah, of course. Maybe you are born with it, but maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah, 100%. So like Moss is incredibly gifted and talented with storytelling and navigating through things. If you haven't checked out the Dragon's Tavern over on Kick, you should. Let's see. I'm just going to draw the lines that we see. I do not agree that literature is a form of art. I agree that there are artistic ways to express literature. But in and of itself, I don't consider literature art. I consider literature. And I don't know why, but people get really upset when I say that, as if it's some kind of a slur. And Maria and I have had this discussion. She disagrees with me, and that's totally fine. Her viewpoint is different from mine, and that's just how it is. I don't know what's wrong with labeling literature as literature. Literature is wonderful. Literature is a great way to express oneself. And this is then where the lines get blurred, where it's like, well, if you're expressing yourself, is it then considered art? I have a book, an old book that kind of dives into art and what it means. And I need to reopen that and thereby maybe, but I don't consider books art at all. I consider books book. I consider them pieces of literature. Literature. What a wonderful word. Again, I think it takes artistic creativity to create a masterful piece of literature, but I don't consider books art. I mean, I've always kind of considered art also to be something that is seen, right? Something that's seen. So when you put an artistic flair onto literature, then something in your mind is pictured. It gives you a vision, right? And like I said, when Jane walks the dog, I mean, you kind of get something in your mind, but it's just a statement that doesn't have any interest. But when you all of a sudden you're like, and the moon was full, and the zombies howled as she crossed the dark pathway into the netherworld, suddenly, like, your mind is just like exploding with the positive. Asking the real question: is music art? I don't think so. I think music is music with artistic creativity. There's nothing, I don't, there's people, people say it's their art form. And I know people can say the same thing with movies. And this, again, where it kind of the lines blur. Some things I will admit, some thoughts I haven't fully fleshed out because it's such a broad spectrum. So I do kind of limit I will admit, I do kind of limit my thinking to traditional art, maybe even in the digital sense. Because a lot of times they would just say that art is self-expression. And since you can express yourself in different ways, whether it's making movies, making music, making books, what is art? It kind of goes into the whole, what is a woman conversation. But that for me, my interpretation is that art has to typically do with the tangible medium. And I say tangible, even though I'm doing digital art pieces, something to look at, something typically that is tangible, that requires a skill and effort, definitely. Which is why I hate the term AI art. There's no skill involved, but here's my argument. I say that AI art is actually literature in picture form, because you have to use words to generate the prompt. But you didn't use any artistry to create the image. You used literature, if you will, because obviously the fancier you get with your wording, the more dynamic goes the picture. But I don't know. I just like to categorize it as, it's like we've got literature, we've got art, which art is kind of a big umbrella, I understand. And then there's music, and music has a whole bunch of genres. And then, books have a bunch of genres. That's kind of how I guess that I kind of look at it. My guess would be they think you saying it isn't art. Is it a denial of the art? Exactly. People don't seem to process what it is I'm saying. Sometimes I guess what I'm saying is too, I don't want to say basic, factual, that it seems like it lacks comprehension or understanding. But when really it's the person that lacks the comprehension or the understanding. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Like me saying somebody lacks comprehension or understanding doesn't inherently mean that it's a derogatory statement. We all lack comprehension and understanding in certain areas. So when I say these things, people tend to ruffle a little bit. We all got our little areas where we ruffle a little bit, right? Because it's usually if it's something near and dear to us. And so that's what I'm saying. My argument was that it's like there are categories that kind of have crossovers. That's why we say artistic, right? Artistic flair, artistic skills, artistic creativity. We don't say art creativity, art skill. I mean, you could say art skills, but in as far as like an adjective kind of play, like artistic, like, oh, I love her artistic style of music. Right. Because you could make, just like you can make words, just words with nothing in them, you can make music with nothing in it. I could whip out my guitar right now, play a couple of chords, and you could say that's music. But is it? It's not until I put creativity to it, an artistic flair to it, that it suddenly becomes something of interest. At least that's where my mind goes. I call books literary art, and that's fine. I call books literature, and I would say that people write literature with artistic flair is, It's just how I view it. You know, maybe I don't want to say I'm a purist because here I am doing digital artwork and I've openly and honestly discoursed that or, said that this is bastardization of, traditional and fine art because it is. It is. I'm I've had to come to terms with that because I used to be a purist. And it's just like, well, you fight your battles, you pick your whatevers. I am, that's what I always have to go back to tell people. I am not dissing on music. I am not saying that my work, my painting, my drawing is better than literature. Far from. I'm not saying it's better than music. I'm not doing that at all. I am simply, in my mind, properly categorizing how I'm understanding the concept of each of these categories to be, right? Music's music. Love us some music. Because you could build a car with artistic creativity and suddenly it could become like a sculpture, but the car itself wasn't art. Does that make sense? Achilles Jones for 5 says, "Hey Tabitha, speaking of artistic style, where did your preferences, oh, here it comes. Where was your preferences of chibis come from? What was the trigger?" I need to think about this answer.
Today is Friday. Today is Friday.
And if you're having a rough day, you can thank Achilles Jones for suddenly making it Friday during the brush hour. All right. So this was, let's see. I would say it was back in 2019. 2019. Let's go back in the archives there. 2019. And I've been on my artistic journey for some time, trying to figure out hither, thither, and yon. I had, at that time, I was doing graphic design and I was learning to draw and I had my own little photography business and all this kind of stuff. And I was just kind of lost where to go. And my heart, I actually released the whole story in my newest Chibi zine, the first edition, over on my Patreon. So you can get a deeper dive into all of that. But I'll try to summarize. I'm not good at summarizing. I'm going to try to summarize it so I don't cheat out the people who graciously support me over on Patreon. There's more in the Chibi zine than just my story. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. But the synopsis is that I was on the struggle bus of trying to figure out where I should go with my style. One of the things that most, if not all, artists struggle with when they are creating is, what's my style? Right? What's my style? Because as artists, we all want to be unique. We all want to stand out. And for some reason, we have it in our minds that this needs to happen right away. So I was lost in that thought. I was in my 20s at that time. And of course, 20s, navigating life and whatnot. And I always wanted to be somebody who could do portraits, realistic portraits. That was my goal. I wanted to be a realistic painter, portrait painter, portrait painter, so that I could make my own book covers for the books I intend to write or have written. And I was just struggling. And for whatever reason, I was on Pinterest or something, and I saw these chibis and they looked really cute. And I can't give you this moment of like, oh, I should start there. Honestly, I've never really been into chibis. That is the funny part of my story. It's not my preferred character, everything. I've kind of grown into them, but they were not my thing. And I just decided to start chibis. And they were fun because I've always loved drawing eyes and coloring eyes. And so because chibis have these giant eyes, I can only think that maybe that's something that I was attracted to, so I could spend a lot of time in there. I remember when I did one of my first chibis was Aquaman color. And I wonder if I have that available. I can show it to you. I know this is like a long roundabout answer, but let me put it this way. I accidentally stumbled into chibis when I was trying to find myself find my art in what I was doing. And I'm grateful. And so now it's been 6 years that I have been doing this. Aha, here we go. This, oh, he's so sweet. Let me get rid of Sebi really quickly. Stop screen. I still love him. He's not quite as great as he once as like all this, that, and the third, but here he is. There's my Aquaman. And I learned how to do hair, and I was all this, that, and the third, and he's super cute. I was kind of doing a combination of the Jason Momoa Aquaman with the Justice League cartoon Aquaman kind of thing. But I did. So the short answer is, how did I get into Chibis? What was my preference? I just accidentally fell into it. Like I just tried it and just took off from there. It was kind of fun. It was fun. And I didn't realize it was going to become something serious. I didn't realize it was something that I was going to be doing money for. I didn't realize it was something that I was going to start doing little comic things for, and that it was maybe going to change the trajectory of my artistic career. Had no idea. My heart's desire is still to be like a portrait artist, and I'm not bad at it. But Chibis, man, it's such a bizarre story because I'm following a trail I did not intend and not really where my heart lies. But I seem to be happy with it, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I don't try something else. I kind of want to. Some of you might remember from the book series, which I've been trying to figure out how to bring that back. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. But some of you might remember when I sense a sneeze. Oh, I'm so sorry. And there's no mute button on here. I'm sorry you had to share in my sneeze. Some of you might remember Dastian, my little character that I created here. And I would be happy if I could broaden into this kind of style where it's a little bit more realistic instead of the bobbleheads. Thank you. I think that would make me happier because that's more where I wanted to be. But I tell you what, I'm having so much fun with the Chibis that it's like maybe I just need to stay in my lane. The thing is about artists too, is that we'll always eventually branch out. Artists, thank you. Artists will always come to a point where they want to try something new. They might revert and go back to what they were always doing. Like I might quit Chibis for a while and be like, I'm going to practice this, this, and this, because artists always want to evolve. We always want to grow. We always try something new. And then maybe realize I miss it. But sometimes we get stuck doing what's easy. And so that's what's been super fun about these Chibis. You can see the evolution of my creations. And it's pretty exciting to see when I go back and I look at what I used to do. Of course, that Aquaman was hand-drawn, like pen and pencil, markers, coloring pencils and stuff like that. So that's where I started. And so now I'm here. Oh, let me get Sevi back up. We have not gotten very far. Okay. Beautiful things come by accident or luck, or more importantly, they come from God. I mean, yeah, God knew what I needed and where I needed to go. This is not the route that I chose for myself. And that's okay. It's funny because like during that time frame, what was on my face? Oh, at that time too, I was doing painting portraits. Maybe one day I'll do a reveal of that. Like some of you guys might be new around here and you don't know where I came from and where I started. Maybe you've never gone back and watched my old videos. Like I did my Mr. T painting, and I did the Gina Carano painting, and I did Morticia Adams, and who else did I do? And that's kind of what got me started into painting, and I really love it. It's just, it takes a lot of time. I think with my current lifestyle, I need something that is fun and fast. So that's where the digital comes in, because I do travel for work and stuff like that as well. So I need I can't carry I can't carry paint with me. And I love to oil paint. I definitely can't carry that around with me. And I love markers and things like that, which I want to get back into. But for right now, the lifestyle that I have, Digital works for me. And chibis are just fun, man. I do encourage people to start with chibis because they are caricature versions. And so you can get away with a lot. Like you don't have to be too precise. There needs to be some element of realism there, but you don't have to, you can exaggerate things and whatnot. It's fun. All right. I'm gonna get rid of this. So here's our Sevi sketch. Hey, it's a Maria. Oh, good thing Maria wasn't here earlier. She would have left. She would have cussed me out and left. It's okay. It's fine. By the way, if you want to see Maria's face, $2. Right, Maria? Maria, yesterday you didn't see. You didn't see. Somebody spent the $2 and we upped it and we got your face. I had an idea for love stories put together. The artist and the writer. Then oh, keep going. You heard me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Gasp. All right. So Sevi was saying maybe a hoodie, but she was also saying maybe a tank top. I wonder, does Sevi? She wears off the shoulder, doesn't she? So also the moral of the story is don't be afraid to try new things, and don't be afraid to go outside of what you think you want just to even gain practice, because you don't know where that's going to take you. And I don't know exactly what it is about my chibis that maybe somebody could look at them and say, oh, that's definitely a Dreaming Tabitha chibi. But I stopped worrying about that. I mean, I let me put it this way. It's still in the back of my mind. Every artist does. It's like, I wonder what it is about my chibis that somebody could look at it and be like, oh, that's definitely a Dreaming Tabitha chibi. But I don't focus on that anymore. I just draw, and then now I have just learned whatever is inside of me, whatever it is that I do, because I'm left-handed and because I like this brush and because I like these colors, that will answer itself. Everybody gravitates to their own thing and other people will see it instead of me trying to force it. I just said that, Maria. I just said it. I got all worked up when you took the pen. I know. It's terrible. We might have to have a retro, maybe like a retro day. I might have to do a throwback day where I stream and I work with my markers and everything like that again. I recently received some markers from a subscriber and I haven't used them yet, and I really want to. I miss the feel of that, but I will say the convenience of digital has gotten to me. One of her signature pieces is a tank top. So what I'm going to do is draw a couple of ideas of outfits, and then I'm going to send them to Sevi and say, what are our thoughts on this? She says she usually wears leggings. So her feet, oh, chibi feet. Great. Look at me. Watch me grow, guys. What does Sevi's feet look like? All right. Oh, no, because she said she wears boots or whatever. Jealous. Retro art, count me in. We should. There's just not enough days. Maria, you let me know when you're free, and maybe we should just make like that, like a twice a month thing or something. Retro nights. That'd be cool. All right. Sevi wears boots, but yeah, I don't like these boots. But we're not gonna focus on the boots right now. Sevi wears. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm going to make it in purple. I kind of want to make it in pink. I don't know why. All right. So these would be, I'm just going to draw over this so that she will understand when I send this to her. These are going to be the leggings. It kind of helps people to differentiate. Okay. Oh, that looks terrible. There we go. Okay. Wednesday, but always gaming if you're not doing art. What? Along with her tank tops, her tiny shorts, and from what I've seen, she has small feet. Yeah, I forgot what size. I think she's like a size 7 shoe. Of course, she is, I think, a wee bit, like just a wee bit shorter than me. Sebi's great. Okay, so a tank top. I'm just gonna. Like, guys, I had no idea in a million years that my chibi stuff, that people would want to buy them. Like I said, this is ridiculous. Okay? I'm playing a video game. One of my friends dies in a stupid way. And I just draw this. I'm like, I should draw this. Oh, you totally should. And I make it available, and people are like, I want that. Can you tell you that that's a dream come true? Like, literally, you guys made the dreamer's dream come true. And that's crazy because I'm not supposed to be a chibi artist. I'm supposed to be a fine portrait painter, for crying out loud. And here I am making chibis. Like, the audacity of you guys making my dreams come true in a way I didn't want, the nerve. I hope you guys are ashamed of yourself. Yeah, like a fool. Sebi is a size 5. Oh, okay. I'm always gaming. You could reach out to me. You know what? You could reach out to me and I would change my I would, Maria, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Have we not known each other long enough that you wouldn't know that I would potentially change my stream for you? I'm crushed. Hurt. One syllable. A knife in the heart. Follow Unlocking Lore for more knife gut-wrenching criticisms. Just wait until Tabitha goes to Japan for cons. I know I had thought about trying to get a booth for MegaCon, but you have to book early. So I think I'm going to put it on. I'm thinking that maybe 2027. I have to make that decision soon because, like, if you want to get a good table, you're spending like $500+ I forgot what all the money is. You're looking at like a $500 to $1,000 if you want to get a good spot. And when it comes to a convention, it is all about the location. It's all about the location. You could end up in Artist Alley, but the problem is that all the artists end up in Artist Alley, and to be able to stand out, and then I would have to figure out. It's 2,500. It depends on which one. I've looked before. It also, maybe, Larry, it's possible that the price is increased because we've gotten closer to the day. When I looked, the cheaper ones were 500 to 1,000. So, and I mean, that's just how it is. And so to spend that much money hoping that you could make a return, but it's not even just about the return. Honestly, it's like, it's kind of a win-lose scenario. You might not make the money back, but you definitely get your name out there. So we'll see about that. I might be something I will look into. I never did conventions, but I did do like art shows and things like that. I had a tent, I had a booth, and that was back when I did different kind of artwork, not really my chibis, but yes, yeah, the size, like, how do you want to take up two table spans, or you just want the one table span? There's also, do you want power? Because the booths don't automatically come with outlets. You have to typically pay extra, and some places you have to either bring your own table or you get charged if you want a table and chairs. It depends on what you want for that as well. Oh, this didn't. Hang on. There's a lot of factors that go into it: location, size, electricity. Oh, she is mighty fine. Okay, let's use her as a reference. Yeah, that's the rough part. Like, in the beginning, it's like you're spending money to make money, I haven't put as much thought into it. I just, you'd be willing to fly to Florida? That's a lot of cash. Well, we would love to have you though, Maria. Maria, we'll be in talks. For 2027 if we make it that far. Let the world explodes or something. All right, so let's see. Whoops. That's a pretty good neckline. Like, that worked out really well. Let's see. This is kind of a weird turn here. Hang on here. Hang on. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. Like, all right. So normally it's kind of. It's like unless she would want this makes her look like a bodybuilder though. See, you gotta find the right. And then would it just a bigger hoop mean? Oh, I don't want to get rid of that. That turned out really well. So let's hide this. Get rid of this. Oh yeah. Do-do-do-do. So like if we went for a deeper V, because I know sometimes she does that. Oops. And we'll rearrange as necessary. 100%. But it'd be really cool. I'm sure I would have some friends that would be willing to help out and everything like that with the booth. It's always more fun when you have somebody with you. I used to have my friends would come and do it with me, and it was definitely more fun. I'll save it and send it to her, but part of me, like, let's see, let's go for green now. Green for Slytherin. What if she, let's see, Chibi. Let's see, what do I got here? That's super cute, but I don't want to I'm afraid in this position, if I give her like a hoodie, it will make her look like really chubby because when you sit, everything just kind of hangs in one spot, right? And we don't want to do that. We want to keep Sevi curvy, all right? So what if let's see. This is me. I don't really have a reference. Nothing's really meeting me where I need it to. So we're just going to kind of go with the creativity and the imagination. We are a little bit out over the time frame because I got somewheres I got to be. But all right, what if I don't want to get rid of her hair either, but let's just play with it. Okay, so let's see. Wait, where am I going? I don't know what I'm doing. Something like that. But yeah, it'd be fun to get some like stickers and things like that. Sell them at MegaCon. By that time, One Piece will have come out or something like that. I can always redo my One Piece stuff. Get some Disney stuff out there, of course, because for crying out loud, I live in Orlando. And then let's see, what if it had like a little drawstring here, just to kind of give it some idea. And there would be the scrunch right in here. I don't like this part. A hocus pocus. But yeah, Maria, if you wanna arrange something, you just let me know, girl. Liddy. Don't be a putz about it. What if we made it cover up and then there was it's one of my mom's words, putz. So don't take it personally, Maria. All right. I think that's going to distract. I don't like that. But we could potentially put part of the hoodie down over here. Depends on the dates. Yeah, we can be in talks. We could do that. That's pretty cute. It's very Seva. Okay. And then she said something. So if that were the case, and we're going to duplicate the outline layer, let's get rid of the lines that we don't need. That would be these ones. Or the lines, rather, that you wouldn't see. That would be these. And then I'm going to get rid of that one. We're fine with that. Duplicate, get rid of this. And we're going to get rid of this. Okay. But a 2-year plan is possible. Yeah. Because I'll be busy at MegaCon, I think, this coming year anyway. Because that's the thing, too. Like, if you work at MegaCon, there's really no hanging out with your friends unless they hang out with you at the booth. The problem with your friends hanging out with you, like a multitude of your friends hanging out with you at the booth, is then they block customers if you're just chit-chatting. But, like, having 2 or 3 people there is not going to... It actually also kind of helps because it makes it look like your booth is busy. So it's all kind of... It's all politics. JM the Elite Fan, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. This is good. Like, this looks like a Sevi, I think. All right. Shoes. Shoes. She kind of wore... I want to clean her feet up a little bit. That's one of the things that I wouldn't mind getting a little bit better at. So what about... I could make, like, the cutesy little feet. I mean, I could try to do that. What if they were like the cutie little feet? That's so cute. I don't know. It's a little small, but like I don't know, that would look kind of cute. I kind of love. I'll see what she says. Because she likes cute stuff. She likes like dark, cute things. So having like the teeny tiny feet would be kind of cute and might actually be the whole aesthetic thing. Yeah, let's see. Let me put her head back on. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to get rid of the feet really quickly. Oh, I love it. So cute. Okay. She's going to have follow me. It's going to be like Linktree, this kind of stuff. I mean, this isn't the exact, I just drew this because of whatever, but that would be kind of cute. I'm going to make it, it's going to be more refined. This was just for me to kind of play around. I want to see what the let me get over here. I want to kind of see what the composition could kind of look like. Although this was cute, but we don't have her diet soda there yet. She didn't ask for a cat, Cavatino. That wasn't part of the brief. So she still doesn't have her chair. It's Justin Proper, the most honorable trash on YouTube. That should be Justin's bumper sticker. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, so I think I'll stick with the green. I don't know. It's giving. It's working for me. Make sure this is big enough here. So she wanted a gaming chair. Make sure that looks good. A Chibi gaming chair. Okay, well, I was hoping it was more of like a Chibi in a gaming chair, not actually. How about a Chibi gaming in? We need the articles. Or no, it's a preposition. Aha, here we go. Yes. Oh my. Okay. Okay. I can make a bumper sticker. You should slap that on the back of your car. Honorable, the most honorable. Could you? That should be like, you should get business cards, Justin, for your YouTube channel. And I mean, it's a conversation starter to be sure. The most honorable trash on YouTube. Okay. Wow, these gaming chairs. Oh, here's a simplified version. Okay. We're on a different layer. I think I should I think I should move Sevi over a little bit. We're going to get rid of these things because they don't make any difference right now. How have you been, though? Yeah, see? Doesn't that just sing Justin Proper, the most honorable trash on YouTube? Because it's a contradiction, so it's fascinating. What's the story behind that? And suddenly you're in a conversation about you and what you do. Sounds challenging. What, a chair? Yeah, especially from this angle. Honorable trash is no longer in the public domain. There you go. Okay. This is kind of the angle. You know what? Maybe we'll just stick with this. Don't look at that one. Don't look at it. Oh, or this one. This one. So we're wanging it. Just kind of looks like a baby bottle at this moment, but we'll clean things up. Don't worry. Where will the diet soda be placed? This is a good question, Justin. I'm gonna get the important things out of the way first, and then we're gonna figure out how to incorporate the accessories. Oh, it's not the full chair. Bloody Hades. All right. Because then, these things usually have arms. I don't know if she wants that because it might look funny. Let's see. I'm going to figure this out. I mean, that looks cozy. Kind of looks like a misshapen gherkin, but that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. So she's leaning back in the chair. Let's see. Chair aesthetics would be that this would then be the whole seat. And then it would curve up into that. So what kind of diet are we going with? Hey, it's not me. Diet Coke is what she asked for. It's what she does. These are important questions. Yes. Okay, so then would the chair need to be over here, I think? I might take away the headrest here, and we're just going to kind of go at an angle like that. Typically, like I said, there's an armrest. See, but I think this chair then might be too big because what's her feet resting on? We didn't discuss a desk. So I gotta, unless I curve her legs more so she's sitting with her legs on the, because this is like really wide. There you go. Hey there, Dengar Renegade. What's up? Have Sevi's feet rest on Moss's face. Didn't ask for it. You got to pay for that. So, oh, she won't be selling these, Cavatino. She won't be selling these. These are meant to be like business cards. I mean, not that I know. These are meant to be business card sticker things. Well, we just need to get a simple idea. Okay, that would work. That could work. And then yeah, but the thing is then usually because let's just roll with these punches here. It's not shaped right. I think I know what I'm doing wrong. We must first draw the chair. Although if Sevi gets sponsored by Diet Coke, I know, for real. So I'm going to rotate Sevi. Maybe this will help. I'm going to make let's see. I'm going to make a generic chair. And then the cushion. Because then it kind of... Moment of silence for the working artist. Because then it's kind of like, you know, that's the thing. Like, how much of this chair am I drawing because she's full body? Okay, so this is too much because she's at an angle. I think it's too long, maybe. Let's see, references are important. This one's a good reference in the beginning, but it doesn't have the bottom of it. Aha. Okay. Okay. Aha, aha. I think maybe we figured something out here. And then... Okay, but maybe it needs to be lower. Hang on. What time is it? I need to... So it kind of stops and then goes this way for rounding and going back. And then this goes here. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, everybody, for being here this morning. I know, back-to-back days of streaming. What is happening? And then we will work up to... I mean, I've got a gaming chair. I can just look at mine if I get lost, you know. So let me get rid of this now. That's pretty cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. So anybody tells you, you know, real artists don't use references, they are lying to you like a fool. Like a fool, like a fool. And then because her legs are so short, they could just fit on the end of that. We might have a winner here. And then what I could potentially do, again, everything's still, this is where the graphic design portion comes in. But like, could have Sevi here with potentially with the follow me here. I don't know. That looks kind of weird too. Well, that will come later because obviously font is super important. A rug. Her chair would just be on a rug. I don't think that would work. Because we're Something like that's fine. And then I would get rid of, and her hair could be over top of it because I didn't want to get rid of her hair. That's important. That's a part of Sebi. So I think this could potentially work. Not all gaming chairs have the side, like you can, some of them I think you can take them off. I think if I were to have the arm, I think it would be an unnecessary thing that could take away from her, but we'll see. Just got to flesh out the sketch. Something like that. That's really terrible looking, but it's just the general idea. I mean, all of this is really rough. It's not until it gets to the inks, right, Maria? That's when all of a sudden it's like, it's alive. I made that. And I don't mind showing it off to people. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the arm is too high. But it doesn't look terrible. So we gotta start that over. Maybe if it came out, oops. If it came out, I should put this on a separate layer. Have you learned nothing, Tabitha? Okay. All right. So it kind of just comes down here. Gets small. Exactly. It's where the juicy part comes in. I don't know, something like this. I don't know, I keep getting out of frame, sorry. It's because the microphone's in my way and you get one of those boom mics that just like hangs right here. Let's see if I can clean. Nope. I don't think that's too bad, and it kind of completes the chair. Show off after taking 15. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, I don't think that's a bad place to start. All the angles, that's right. Take a water break. And then she wants a Diet Coke. Okay, well, first I think I'm going to send this to her and maybe throw some ideas her way. I might also, with the blue, see if she would want maybe eyes looking. Eyes are always so tricky just to get them just right. Yeah. Maybe looking at us. Hang on. Let me duplicate that, get rid of this one. And with this one, I'll get rid of these fine lines so she can see and just kind of walk her through some of the process there. Be like, what do you think? I mean, it's a little bit creepy, but what do you think about this? Rather than this than this, It's not perfect, of course, but okay, yeah, one eye is totally bonkers. Who remembers that cartoon? I remember playing that video game all the time too. Bonkers. Bonkers. It was like a cat, cheetah, police officer thing. Shoot. Ooh, that's scary. Oops. Okay, come on, Procreate. Work with me. And it looks down a little bit too much. Never enjoyed it that much. I like the game more than the cartoon. She has dreamy eyes, more droopy. Her eyes should be more droopy. These are the eyes that she chose. These are the eyes that she chose. Her eyelids are more pronounced. What do you mean? Well, that's what these are, Maria. These are her eyelids. Hey, I can't look. I'm telling you, this is what she asked for. This is the original over here, and that's what she asked for. So, you know, what can I do? That's the original. This is what Sevi wanted. That's what Sevi gonna get. I will say that I did change. You'll notice that this particular eye, I did change that when I did this one, and I think that's throwing me off. It looks a little bit more bug-eyed, but it's like doing it, like if I shave it a little bit, I can try that. Because it makes her eye look like it's bulging. But before I had it in like this, and it's like, well, that's not how eyes are shaped, though. So maybe it's more like that. Because see, this is weird. Like now that I go back and look at it, it's probably a little bit off too. Like I said, pupils are hard, but and it makes a difference. It's not colored, but what do I normally do in this situation? I mean, that looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Yeah, I do think that I could make this come down more. See, but it should. It will make a difference once they're black too. I mean, you probably figured that out already. But then that makes it look. It's a different shape and a different size than it was on the last one. So I'm not gonna mess with that for now. Oh yeah, I know, but it's amazing how just the difference in the pupils. So what you're saying, maybe what I'm not understanding, but maybe what you're trying to tell me is that they should be up here more. Like her pupils are too exposed. Is that what you're trying to tell me in essence? Yeah, I think that would be more the case. Like they're looking down too far. Well, don't pay attention to that. Poor Sevi. All right. Well, to Procreate, I swear, sometimes. Okay. All right, so that one needs to come down a little more. Okay, well, use your words, Maria, for crying out loud. Communicate. I think let's see, we're getting there. Let me finish the ring here. Okay, well, then I can always drop her eyelashes if I need to. But yeah, something's still a little off with this eye in particular. Also, I just made it really bold, so that makes a difference. I'd love to say it more than write it. Well, we'll see how well that turned out. I know it's going to look really weird like this, but oops. Oh, it would make sense. I got to think about the science behind the eye. There we go. I would have to make it fuller. I think this little detail here needs to get erased because then it would be more up in the crevasse of the over here. So that's a little bit better. I can't drop them too much because then I think that it affects the other side somehow. Let's see. Yeah, I think some of this will get fixed with the ink. Like it will, it just kind of will look better because like this will be all right for fun and games. You know. It's essentially going to be like that. These ones, I would think that maybe. See, that looks ridiculous because it needs to be shorter on the other side. It's not terrible, but we'll get there. So yeah, we're getting there. Right now, the main focus is to get the gist, the general gist, and this way she can let me know, like, hey, do you want your eyes looking that way or do you want your eyes looking that way? We can get there. We got a lot of wiggle room to work on, or to work with, I should say, rather. Let me see something here. Again, thank you all for hanging out with me on this nice non-dreary Tuesday. Indeed. Can I'm going to look at something really quickly. And put this down to the side because it's in my way. Let me let it charge a little bit. Like a fool, I did not properly charge my iPad during the night. So I was on 20% today. It's terrible. It was terrible. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I got it now. I'm doing pretty good. I'll do you a pic of what I mean. Sure. Oh, everybody's a critic. Maria just thinks that she knows best. That's fine. It's fine. Whatever. In a day. Oh, did it clock out? Well, you know what? That's fine. Everybody, it is time for the brush hour to come to an end. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Appreciate you all. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Also, subscribe if you're new here and enjoy content like this. I've got some new shorts coming out. And yeah, consider becoming a member of the channel, get some really cool perks while you're here, or you can move over to my Patreon and get different kinds of perks over there, as well as the Artists Alley, where you can interact with other artists and share your artwork in a safe and free zone, places where Maria can't come in and critique everything. It's for free over on Patreon. The Artists Alley is for free. You can check it out over there if you want to hang out and showcase your artwork. Drama free, by the way. Please do not share things that are not related to your artwork. We won't put up with that kind of stuff. It is not your journal. It is not your diary. We are not there to be your therapists, but we are there to be your friends and your encouragers. We're going to dream along with you. So if you want to share your artwork, please feel free to do so over there. Like I said, safe place, fun place to hang out as well. And no critiques unless asked for. No critiques unless asked for. If you just want to share your art and be like, I made this. I made this. And you can come over to the Dreaming Tabitha Patreon section over there and become a dreamer yourself. Safe travels and healthy in 2025. People are saying, like a fool, like a fool. You guys really love the like a fool clip. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk it? Check you later. Oh, wow.
I died.
Well,
guys, I died.
Well, there was a reason we were in the rowboat. No me.
How did you die?
Because she went in the water like a fool, like a fool. What do you think the rowboat was for? Wait. Nomi, did you do it for the science?
I was trying to go get some ice cream.
You could have redeemed yourself and said, guys, I did it for the science, and I would have respected you. But since you did it for ice cream, I can't respect that.
I was gonna bring you some.
Still not for the science.
Row, row, row your boat.
Gently down the street.
Down the street.
Man, this thing turned.
Life is but a dream.